Hi folks, my name is Brandon Lucas. I'm the owner of Fusion Technologies right here in Moberly, Missouri. If you're not familiar with Moberly, Missouri, we're about halfway between St. Louis and Kansas City, located right along Highway 63. What we're here to talk to you a little bit about today, some of you we've already spoke with, others we may be reaching out to for the first time. So Fusion Technology, we're an IT company. We handle school districts, city organizations, small government, a lot of SMB type businesses, but schools as well. And we've got a new product that we do want to introduce to you, one that unfortunately has affected all of us in some way or another in regard to the COVID-19 pandemic. It's been one of those situations where obviously we can't control, but we have a product that we believe is going to help keep students, employees, coworkers, you name it, help them stay safe. And we're going to do a little demo of that product. You may have seen some other products similar that are out on the market, but we kind of think ours is a little superior. We've talked to school districts and city organizations all over. People are wanting these things in large numbers, and we're trying to gauge the pre-order amount. So we have plenty in stock for everyone. So let me tell you a little bit about it. What this is a thermal temperature reader. So the thermal temperature reader, it can be used in multiple scenarios. Lots of scenarios really where these things could be placed. So let's take your school district or your small business, for example. Okay, what this little product does is it'll sit there in your entryway, and it'll be on all the time. It does have a sleep mode, so it may go to sleep if it doesn't sense any facial recognition. But then all it does is you put your face in front of it, it comes right back alive again. But what this product does is when you walk into the room, you basically take your wrist and you put it under the temperature,
normal temperature
scanner just like that. And the little guy will read you what the temperature is, or he'll tell you normal temperature, and then it'll come up on the screen. So if you've got a school full of students, and in the morning you want to check and make sure that there is no student that's entering the building with a fever. We don't know if the whole COVID-19 pandemic is on the downslide. We don't know if there's going to be a wave 2. So you want to do everything that you can to prove to your school district, your parents, or the parents of the students, or the employees, or your customers that are coming into your business, your restaurant. So you're doing everything that you can to keep the spread of harmful, whether it be the COVID bug or whether it be the flu, no matter what it is, we're going to be able to kind of cipher those people out and not let them enter the main facility of the building and be around other students or other employees. So it really is just that simple. The unit sits right there in the entryway. You take your wrist and place your wrist just like this.
Normal temperature. Please proceed.
Within just about half an inch to an inch of the thermal reader, and my temperature, I seem to be somewhere in the 96 degree mark. We've got employees here that are more to this 97, 98 that you're accustomed to. So maybe I just run cold. I don't know. But the unit is very accurate, within about 0.1 to 0.2 degrees. As long as you get your wrist within the proper distance of the actual reader, then you're set. Now, so what happens if somebody comes in and they actually do have a fever or they are sick? A lot of people are asymptomatic but still actually run the fever. And I don't claim to be an expert on the virus or any virus for that means. Basically telling you, from what I have read and the situations and symptoms that I have seen. So you take your hand, you run it in, and it scans it, and boom, it detects that you actually have a fever. So there'll be a different sound that sounds and a little red light that pops up as well. So we can make this thing actually alert. Let's say there's a school nurse. We can alert her. We can, basically change the sound where it's a much louder sound, interface it with something else. But the whole idea is to catch that student or catch that employee at the door so they can't come in and attempt to reinfect or infect other students or other employees. So that's kind of why people are really going crazy over these things. Is number one, the accuracy. That's obviously so important. And number two, if we can keep the infected student or the infected employee out of said location, we considerably bring down the risk of a mass infection, whatever the situation may be. Some other features that this thing has. So see right there, it actually went into sleep mode. So basically, I would just walk in front of it. It would see my face, and it brings the screen right back on. That's obviously to save the life of the screen, and then obviously cut down on power as well. So some of the other features that this thing has. Number one, it has face mask detection. So if you're a business or an entity, or you're in a location that requires that you wear a face mask, it will detect whether you have a face mask on or not, and it will sound the alarm if you aren't properly wearing your face mask. We don't happen to be in an area that is requiring that right now, but I know that there are a lot of areas that are out there. So we do have the ability to detect face mask detection as well. This thing also has facial recognition built into it. So you walk up to it, it's got these cameras here. It'll detect your face, and depending on how you have it set up, it will go through and it can actually save the facial recognition along with the temperature that was scanned as well. So with that being said, we can go back and look at previous results if need be. We can make this thing interface with a door system as well. So we're anticipating that a lot of customers and schools will do is this has the ability to interface with a door lock system, and depends on how you're using it. If you're just using the temperature portion of it, then if you have a temperature, that next door will not unlock, and you will not be able to enter until somebody comes and checks on the situation. You've also got the facial recognition piece as well, where if you want to use that as the door entry, door lock, and if you're not wearing your face mask properly, or not wearing a face mask at all, and you're one of those places that's required to, then you would not be allowed to enter. Now, you do not have to use any of those features. We have had questions where certain people have asked, we have some concerns about saving the pictures in a database or actually integrating that into maybe a school information system type software. You do not have to use that function. That function is not required. The one piece of this thing that I think everybody wants, obviously, is the ability to go in and scan your temperature. Like I said, 0.1 to 0.2 degrees off. And then I have a couple of other things that I just want to touch on as well. We talked about the 99% accuracy. The facial recognition time is 200 milliseconds. So as students are coming in or as employees are coming in, they can just boom, one after another, put their wrist in, stay within an inch to about half an inch of the scanner, and then the facial recognition will work just as fast as well. So this shouldn't hold up your line. Now, if you've got a door that's unlocking each time and has to close, then of course that's a different scenario. But really a neat piece of equipment that will interface and do a lot of other things. The other really cool part of it, it's a little computer. It runs the Linux operating system, if you're familiar with what that is. So it will actually have firmware updates. So as new features become available, there are some new features that are on the horizon that I can't actually talk about as of yet, but they're coming very soon. One of them might have to be with a little digital signage message that goes across as well, but I didn't tell you that. But those kind of features will all be available when new firmware updates come out or new updates for the machine, and they're very easy to install. So there'll only be improvements. This is a very new product, and they'll continue to improve it as time goes on, as with any product that's out there. It will hold 10,000 facial recognition type products or type scans. So the database will hold 10,000, and then it will begin to cycle over. And then it is NDAA compliant. And what that basically means is you don't just want to go buy any old device that you don't know where it comes from and the brand. And the reason being is there's a lot of banned electronics and electronic brands or manufacturers from China that are actually illegal to bring into the United States. So when you're talking about stimulus money and you're talking about what's going to be paid for, there's still a lot of gray area there. But there are stimulus dollars that are out there for these types of devices. And I believe that there will be more coming. That's my opinion. And so take it for what it's worth. But you do want to have something that's NDAA compliant, just for the sheer fact that you don't want to get something and it end up being on the banned manufacturer list from China, and then your stimulus dollars not pay for it or not be able to be reimbursed for it. So something to keep in mind, something that you don't think of every day, as you know, there's a big influx of these that are starting to come onto the market, and you'll start to see them more and more. The good thing about ordering the products from Fusion, number one, we're going to take care of you. We are a smaller company, so you're always going to talk to someone when you call us. If you have problems, we're going to take care of you there as well. If for whatever reason you would get a unit that's bad, we would actually overnight you another unit. We don't want you to have downtime while we try to talk you through a problem on the phone. So we're going to overnight you another product, and that way you can get it right into place, get it enabled, get it, where you don't have any downtime or any chance that somebody that could be infected, slip into the facility that you're trying to keep protected. We do have schools that are now talking about putting one of these at each entry location. We've got schools that are also talking about putting one on every bus. So that's, the sky is the limit on how you want to utilize these things. Just a quick note, right now the unit is set on basically a tripod stand, or just a normal stand that can be adjusted up and down. Obviously, you're going to have younger kids coming in and needing to use this. You'll have older adults, taller people coming in needing to use as well. So that's adjustable. Now, the stand that you actually see, we will actually, when we ship your product, it will actually be a little bit what I would call a nicer stand. Right now, the stands are back ordered for about 2 weeks, but we wanted to go ahead and get this demo video out. So we went ahead and put the product, on a stand. It works well. It works great. They're very heavy. But we do have, and I'll just kind of hold this up as well to the screen, where basically that's kind of the picture that you can see right here of the stand. It looks so much more elegant than, just kind of the standard metal, what looks like, kind of a TV stand. So keep that in mind. We'll be sending out pictures of those as soon as we get them in. If you're in a situation where you need these immediately, we'll go ahead and send you this stand, and then we'll go ahead and send you the new ones when they arrive as well. A lot of you probably don't need these or want these until probably after your budget start July. Depends on which situation you're in, what state you're in, what your guidelines are. I know a lot of people will be entering phase 2. If you haven't already, very soon, as long as something else doesn't happen. So with that being said, if you need it immediately, we'll get it to you as quick as possible. If not, we'll go ahead and put you on the list. Go ahead and get the PO. That way we know that we've got the product ready to go for you, and you won't be waiting until after school starts for another product. So I think that really lists all of the various items that that were really important. I'm sure some of you will have some questions. One thing, if you are interested in the product, it depends on where you're seeing this. If you're seeing this in your email, then we already have your email address. There should be a link below this, and go through, fill out your information so we know who you are, and then that way we can contact you accordingly, and we will get back to you very soon. If you're seeing this on social media, please click the link below, fill out the form. We'll know where it came from, and then we'll immediately give you a call and kind of discuss the options with you. There are quantity pricing with these things, so if you do need or want more than 3, then the pricing starts to really come down at that point. So we're not going to discuss the pricing here. We want to kind of talk with you about that in person. But please, if you do have questions, do not be afraid to reach out. Again, my name is Brandon. I own Fusion Technologies, and we have plenty of staff here that are willing to talk to you, and I'm willing to talk to you myself, and we can work out any questions or technical pieces that we need to, and take it from there. So I'd like to thank everybody for listening and watching this video. I think that this type of product is going to be instrumental in the days and weeks to come, whether it's the COVID-19 or maybe just the flu. If we can keep the flu out of schools and out of work, how many man hours, how many sick days can we actually save at that point by preventing the spread? So the sky's the limit. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we look forward to talking with all of you very soon. Thanks.